Welcome back to Straight Talk with Billy Kay. I'm Billy Keyserling, the man who's fortunate to be the mayor of my hometown, Beaufort, South Carolina. One of the principal tasks of the mayor is to communicate, and through my website, www.mayorbilly.com, through my newsletters, Straight Talk with Billy Kay, and News from Billy Kay, I try to do my best to help people understand what's coming on and happening in the city of Beaufort. Last time we talked with Councilman Mike McPhee about tourism funding and the kinds of tourists and the different organizations that compete for very, very limited dollars. Very often in the minds of people, they think that tourism is driven solely by putting heads in beds or by filling the waterfront park. But there's cultural tourism. And there's historical tourism. So today we're going to talk about the what I call is the performed word films and the written word storytelling and short stories. But today I have with me to start Ron Tucker, who's the founder, president, and chief dishwasher and cook.
That's right.
For the Beaufort Film Society, which is going into your fourth.
This will be our 4th year for the Film Society and the 7th year for the festival.
7th year for the festival. Festival is a lot of fun, so before he even tells you about it, I invite you to come. But why don't you sell it, Ron? Tell us what we can expect this year and what we had last year.
Well, coming up, as I said, it will be our 7th festival. The festival is February 13th through the 17th. And we're anticipating as big a crowd as last year. We had nearly 7,000 people attending the festival last year, which was up from the 5,000 from the year before. It's going to be a lot of the same as far as the format for the festival. The opening ceremony will be on a Wednesday evening, the 13th, with the movies playing on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, with the award ceremony on Saturday night.
And actually, the film's going all day long.
They go all day long, and that's something that's unique if you compare us to other festivals where a lot of times those festivals in other towns may start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Ours start at 9 o'clock in the morning. We've tried very hard not to start them that early, but the submissions that come into us, when you look at the total runtime, we really have to back that up. Which is good because we used to start them at 8 o'clock in the morning, so 9 is good.
So if you like to watch movies all day and all night for a pretty good fee,
that's right.
Come to the Beaufort Film Festival. Tell us about some of the people who come from elsewhere and bring their films or the submissions.
Well, the submissions come from all over the world. This year we have more foreign entries than we've ever had. We also have more student entries than we've ever had. In fact, about 1/4 of all of our total submissions this year are from students' films being submitted from schools all over the world. We've received more foreign film schools submissions this year than we've ever had. We have about 20 films submitted from Spain alone.
Really?
And this year we're represented already in film submissions by about 20 countries.
20 countries.
20 countries.
Sending films to little old Beaufort, South Carolina.
Little old Beaufort, South Carolina.
For you to see.
And surprisingly, last year we had about 30 states represented as well. So they're coming from all over. We attract a lot of people from the region, the Southeast, but we had filmmakers from New York, California, and really just all over. And this year is going to be the same.
And my sense is these are people who come back to the festival, but equally important, might come back and vacation here or
Absolutely.
Come hopefully make films here.
Absolutely, and that was part of how the film festival got started, is we wanted to attract the new generation of filmmakers back to Beaufort. As you know, we had quite a run there for a while. Our last major motion picture filmed in Beaufort was in 1999. So, and it's generating some interest. We had a young filmmaker last year, Felix Martiz, who's having a great run. He's starting his next film. His film that was here last year, Santiago, just won Best Picture at another film festival, and he's starting on a second film. So we are making an impact on some new filmmakers. Jonathan Flora, as you may recall from 2 or 3 years ago, he and his wife Deborah are really exploring doing a major motion picture on the life of Robert Smalls. And if that happens, then we will have accomplished at least one thing we wanted to do with the film festival, and that's attract a filmmaker that would come here and make a movie in Beaufort.
But you know, the industry has changed so much. I can, if I get something interesting on my little camera, I can post it. And it can become viral and seen by everybody. So on the one hand, maybe we're not getting the big films, but with a little d, the democratization of the industry, so that anyone who is creative, imaginative, with modest equipment can get started. So that's probably why you're seeing the student submissions, which means there are going to be more people competing, and it may be a rebirth of film.
I think you're right, and the technology has changed so much in the last 7 years. It's really unbelievable. One of the things that we look for when a film is submitted, they have to give us certain information about the film, and we look at the camera that it was shot with. And for the film schools, for example, they have really, literally all the bells and whistles that goes with their department. North Carolina School of the Arts, for example, all the music is original music composed by their orchestra there at the School of the Arts. Now, one thing the students has to remember is when he graduates or she graduates, they're on their own. They are then Felix Martís. They're doing it on their own in what he calls guerrilla filmmaking. He goes out with whatever camera equipment he can come up with. Gary Weeks a few years ago, same thing. He hired 6, or actually he recruited 6 of his buddies, didn't really hire them, but had 6 of his buddies help him shoot the film. So Gary is the lead actor in one scene and he's holding a boom mic in the next. So,
but he doesn't get paid like Robert Duvall or
no, they don't get paid much at all, if any.
Again, that's the change. One day he may have his
Exactly.
day. I mean, we had the young group from Beaufort that went over and competed and did pretty well in an interesting show over in Savannah. I don't remember. They basically given 24 hours or something.
Yeah, one of the things that's happening is a lot of areas, especially areas that have film festivals, are starting 48-hour film projects or 24-hour film projects, and really it's to see what you can do. We at the Film Society just picked up a young student, high school student, who's going to work with us, and he just amazed me with the knowledge that he had already. He's been I guess a film aficionado for many years and knew things that a 17-year-old shouldn't know about movies made in the 30s and 40s. So, and we had a young student last year, and she was the same way. She was an old soul in a young body, and but people love movies, and they love the film festival because you're going to see things at the film festival you won't see in the normal movie theater.
So when is the film festival?
The film festival is February 13th through the 17th, 2013, just a short while from now.
So we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then the Beaufort Film Festival.
That's it.
How I know you have an online presence. Why don't you tell the viewers how they can get online and find the schedule, and I think they can purchase tickets online to the events.
Well, the tickets will be available December 1st, and you can go to BeaufortFilmFestival.com at that time, and the film festival ticket prices will be posted at that time. The finalists for the festival won't be named until the 15th of December. At that time, we will have a better idea of who's coming to the festival and who's not, and what films will be represented. But it's a great opportunity, and we encourage everyone to come.
Only have about a minute left, but how do you select the winners? I know there are no losers.
The people who get selected are really, it's a judging process. We have a 3-tiered process. We have a group of judges. They have to score a minimum of a certain score, 40 being the top score. But really we're looking at 4 categories, and that's technical, content, impact, and festival fit. Impact being one of the bigger items, because it's like, you know, did the movie move you in some way? Did it make you laugh, cry, make you angry? And then festival fit is has to play in Beaufort, South Carolina. What plays in San Francisco may not necessarily play well in Beaufort, South Carolina.
We know that too well. Thank you, Ron. With me, I have Ron Tucker, who's the head of the Beaufort Film Festival. Mark your calendars for February Film Festival in Beaufort. I'll be back in a minute with Tim Johnston, who is the founder of the Short Story America.